So, this is episode, what did I say last time? This is 92 of the Buzzed Files. Woo! Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I lost it. Oh wait, here it is. So, that was what I was saying.
You said it wasn't that long.
Well, that's what I was telling. That's what I just said. I was like, it's a little long. So, what do you think?
Just read it.
I got the hiccups to go. All right, this one. I'm trying to find some. I did not read this one. Sam has not heard this one. I like the title. It may be terrible, but if it's terrible, we will laugh about it. All right?
Mm-hmm.
I think my girlfriend is a werewolf. What do you think about that?
We'll see.
We'll see. Sam's excited, I can tell. The enthusiasm is dripping.
Oh my God, I cannot wait to hear how this is going to go.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Judy. Thank you. Amp it up. Yeah, creepypasta. No sleep.
Oh, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, you're going to sleep. You're going to sleep. All right. I'm having some pretty conflicted feelings about it. We grew up in the same coastal town in Maine. You've probably never heard of it. Raker's Cove was tucked away deep. Its town folk lived a quiet life. It was there that I first met Tammy. She had silky golden locks that could make Rapunzel blush. She was the star of the track team, beloved by all. I was president of the Magic Club. Really? Off to a good start. Nerd. It's a good thing for me, opposites attract. We chatted during our shared classes. She had a budding love for cheesy horror flicks, and we both loved hockey. From there, our unlikely friendship grew into puppy love. Senior year, I asked her to prom, and she rolled her eyes at me, punched me in the arm as if to say, why even ask? Of course I'm going with you. She had this navy blue dress, and I wore a matching tux. It was an incredible night. She took the lead when we danced and giggled every time I fumbled, but she stood by me anyway. What a gal. I thought the night would end with the two of us riding away in my mom's station wagon and hanging out at the beach. But when we left the bedazzled auditorium, I looked into her gorgeous lemon eyes. I noticed...
Lemon?
That's what it says, lemon eyes. I don't know what lemon eyes are.
They're yellow.
She may be dying. Well, to start with, her eyes were usually hazel with a hint of lime green. At the time, I thought it was a trick of the light. Her eyes flashed an angry yellow at me. She wasn't even looking at me. She was looking past me, upwards to the sky. Everything okay, Tammy? I asked. Arm around her waist, she slid out from my grasp, avoiding my worried gaze. It's fine. Let's go. Let's call it a night. That's my Tammy voice. I don't know if that's... Sounds more like a...
Don't say it.
Like a dude making a girl's voice. I forgot I had to help my mom with something, she said. See, this would be good where if you could read it, but we got to get like two things set up. Her voice low and husky. I stared at her dumbfounded. We were just outside in the school parking lot. Most couples had decided to leave early, but we were going to head down to the beach. Meet Brad and the guys. Must be other dudes from the Magic Club, probably.
Say.
I whined embarrassingly, I might add. In my defense, who wants to be the guy whose date ditches them at the dance? She pulled away from me and started moving in stride, her eyes flickering to the sky. I'm really sorry, Jay. I'll make it up to you.
How does she not know it's going to be a full night?
A full what?
A full moon.
Did it say it was a full moon?
No, but that's what werewolves do, and that's why she's flickering at the sky. How does she not know that? It's like tracking your period. You got to track the moons.
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm sorry. I'll keep my mouth.
No. That's fine. Maybe I don't know if it's going that way, but you may be right. She's going to turn into a werewolf and run off from it, or eat one of the guys from the Magic Club.
She's gonna eat Brad.
Just, sorry I ate your friend. He looked delicious, she said in her husky voice. That's another thing I want to go. What does a husky voice on a woman sound like?
Hey, I gotta go. My mom needs my help.
I'm going to do a husky voice for her from now on, okay?
That's what the huskies do in the videos.
Yeah. But we were going to... Wait, hang on. I'm really sorry, Jay. I'll make it... I'm really sorry, Jay. I'll make it up to you. I had a really fun time. She was halfway across the lot now. I could barely hear what she was saying as she sprinted away like her life depended on it.
She found a ball.
She had something about texting me in the morning and we'd get lunch. I thought it was weird when she stopped to urinate by a car. No, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say that.
Oh, God.
She lifted her dress and peed on the principal's Honda Civic.
She marked her territory.
All right. I was a little hurt by the sudden departure, especially since she pretty much ran off into the night like a loon. I leaned against the station wagon and looked up at the starry night. The pale light of the pregnant moon shone down on me.
Pregnant moon?
Yeah, I don't know. In the distant woodlands, a wolf cried out to it. Almost sounded like it was mocking me. Of course, we talked about it, and her mom explained to me she had conscripted her assistants and forgot to tell me.
Wait, her mom said that, or his mom?
Her mom explained it to me. Belladonna might have been a beautiful woman in her youth, but her face was sunken and her eyes beady and cold. There was a silver strip in her dolled-up hair that made her look like a skunk. Maybe that's why she smoked so much, to conceal the smell with rancid tobacco.
Huh? So she's trying to cover the smell of her gray skunk hair with tobacco?
That doesn't make sense. Why would gray hair smell? She never.
Does my gray hair smell?
No. She never liked me, and the feeling was mutual. I remember the first time I went to... What?
I thought they were in his mom's station wagon.
Yeah, but it kind of cut to his mom explaining it. It's, again...
Her mom explaining it.
That's what it said, yeah, her mom.
So her mom's at prom?
It doesn't give context here, sweetie. I'm reading it and you're listening. I've got as much of a clue of what's going on as you do. I'm excited to be here for it, though.
I'm just making sure I'm listening to it right.
No, you're okay. You're okay. If you want to take notes, maybe we'll piece this together, me and you together, okay?
You take cliff notes?
Mm-hmm. You're studying for like a test. You're like, her mom. She has skunk hair and she smokes to cover up the smell. That's not described or explained.
Skunk gray.
Because got it. The gray hair stinks. Okay. She never liked me, and the feeling was mutual. I remember the first time I went to Tammy's place. Her trailer was tucked away in the back of the commune.
Oh my God! I just had a flashback to Ted. Jamie Lynn.
A lot of dusty plants and exotic-looking weeds strewn about. They had a makeshift porch with bundles of hair and herbs strung together hanging from the rafters. Tammy must have noticed the puzzled look I had and gently explained. Ma's really into alternative medicine. It sounded like a half-truth, but I didn't push it. I'm not one to complain about crazy relatives after all. Belladonna had swung open the ratty front door, crumbling cigarette in her hand, still smoking. She wore this extravagant dress like she had just walked out of a Renaissance painting of a carnival. She had golden hoop earrings that looked like you could hula hoop with them. She eyed me disinterested.
That's when she turns into a werewolf. They're big enough to look like earrings.
Maybe. So you think the mom's a werewolf? Okay.
Where did she get your DNA from?
I don't know. She eyed me, disinterest spanning her face. Finally, she had motioned towards me with her smoke-laden talons. Ah, yes, so this is the distraction. It was all downhill from there. Meeting my family didn't go any better. My parents acted nice on the surface, but I could tell their disdain from their judgmental looks and hushed conversations. My grandfather didn't even try to hide his hatred of Tammy, and on some level, I admire that honesty.
I bet his family's vampires.
Once we were watching a movie in the living room, some god-awful thing we would both laugh at. She was next to me, head on my shoulder, as she giggled at the carnage on screen. "Watch, Jay, this guy's about to go into the basement," she pointed at the screen with glee. "Well, he's dumb. You wouldn't catch me going in there. Not even if I went first," she teased. "Your funeral, babe," I had replied, and was met with a playful slap on the arm. That's when Granddad hobbled in, his head still clinging to the last vestige of his youth. He pointed a frail, bony finger at her and stared babbling dementia at her. "Get that mangy, flea-bitten trash off of my couch this instant. My God, a grandson of mine associating with the likes of you?" He spat at her. Tammy rolled with the punches, and I told Granddad to piss off. We carried on with our affair, despite it feeling right out of... Yeah, I don't... This is very dramatic for a girl you're dating in high school. Despite it feeling right out of Romeo and Juliet at times. The thing with prom bugged me, though, and it wouldn't be the last time. Once or twice a month, she would disappear for a day or two. If our dates ran late, she would... There's like a typo here. She with some flimsy excuse to get away.
Once or twice a month.
So she would...
Look at that for.
So would she with some flimsy excuse to get away. Guess is what he's trying to say. I grew used to it, and I would file away the hurt whenever she ditched me. I tried to pry once or twice about where she would go, but she would just become cagey and drop the conversation.
Cagey?
When we graduated high school and announced to our families we would be attending the same university in New Hampshire, we were met with apathy and worried looks. I suspect my parents were hoping this would be a casual fling and hinted I should end it before I threw my whole life away on a whim. He's going to college. Good Lord. Like, how dare you date a girl while you're in college, boy?
We'll go to college with one. You're supposed to meet the girl in college.
My father had been uncharacteristically silent during their tirade and had pulled me aside after the fact. He said, while he didn't approve, he acknowledged I was a man now and could make my own mistakes. He sent me off with a case full of protection and told me to use it wisely.
Wooden sticks and silver bullets?
I'm thinking Jimmy hats, but, you know.
Oh, I went the other way. What's wrong with you?
A case full of protection?
You went with condoms and I went with weapons? What's wrong with you?
I hid that case away with the rest of my college-bound stuff and eventually set off. College was a blast. Shaky and unknown at first, but eventually we settled into routine. We spent breaks together just traveling and seeing the East Coast. We went to Bruins games, enjoying a horror convention or two, just living the dream. She would still pull her disappearing acts at times. Sometimes we would be staying in a motel while traveling, and she would sneak out of bed at night and wander outside, almost trance-like. When I would confront her about it in the morning, she would shrug off my concern and say she was sleepwalking. I know she's a heroin addict. Or on meth.
I sleepwalk.
She's on meth. I think it's meth. She's trailer park, you know.
Wow, you can't say that.
You can say people are on meth.
You can say trailer park or meth.
I can say it. It's a podcast. I can say whatever I want. Yeah, that's how it works. It's called freedom of speech, bro. Learn about it. Why don't you read a book?
So let me get this straight. We got the freedom measurements, and now we have freedom speech.
Freedom units.
Freedom units. Sorry.
Yeah. Let me just go. I'll go can. It's too much work to pour it.
Just get too much head.
Yeah, here. Why don't you pour that up there while I read the riveting story here. During a full moon, that was when she was sleepwalking. Okay, he's cracking onto it. I'm not blind or stupid, just in denial, I suppose. The tipping point came a few weeks ago. She would just up and vanish without a trace. It was during the so-called blood moon, an event that seemed to come once in a lifetime. Really, it was just slightly a larger moon with a red tint, but for some it was a big deal. I tried texting her about it and was met with silence. Call after frantic text was ignored, and eventually I realized she wasn't going to call back. I was freaked out of my mind. I called everyone I could think of. No one had seen any trace of her. I called Belladonna and said her daughter was missing, and she dismissed it. Can I just say it's weird that he hasn't said the girl's name, but we've heard the mother's name about 8 times? What's the girl's name? Do you know?
Tammy.
Okay, so they did say it once?
Tammy Lynn, Jimmy Lynn.
Okay,
Lynn.
but Belladonna gets mentioned, and he really likes this Belladonna. Why not just like
Maybe
Susan or something? Like
Maybe he has a thing for the mom.
Belladonna. Her name is Rover, you know. Spots.
Scooby.
Spots.
Scooby.
She will return unharmed. Worry not. Nebudesk. I don't know what that word is. I have foreseen it in the eyes of the Crimson Luna. She was always saying crazy astrology shit like that. It burned my... A lot of this has typos. It burned my burns to hear her dismiss it like that. I wanted to tell her off, but I held my tongue and thanked her anyway. Tammy did turn up after a week at her mother's house. Belladonna shot me a text that said, "She returns." And I hopped in my car and sped towards the cove. When I saw her, I didn't let her get a word in edgewise. I just embraced her and never let go. This guy's down bad. Buddy, you might need a new girlfriend.
There's other women in the world.
Like, this is wild. It's just like she goes, maybe it's like every time she has her period, she has to like go like hide in a cave or something.
Can I go to a hotel every time I have mine?
No.
Shit.
She claims she had gone for a hike and gotten lost. That's where the meth comes in, see? Yeah, man, I was out in the woods and like I was hiking, I was by myself, and I was hiking and I just got lost for like a week.
I don't know. Walking by myself into shower doors. I'm not on meth.
Like, hey, is everything okay? Do you want to talk about anything? You know, Tammy, you okay? You all right?
Jalen.
No, man, I'm good. I gotta go see somebody later. I gotta go meet a guy. Well, you're missing some teeth. Is it like, you know? Are you okay?
Why are your earrings so big?
Yeah, you got big earrings, and you're scratching yourself a lot. It's okay. It's fine.
She's got her back leg up.
No, because this is the meth. The meth is the scratching.
I know, but because she's a werewolf.
Oh, you see,
she's got her back leg up.
I guess that's true. You wouldn't know.
Like if she's a werewolf on meth.
That's true.
Probably times 10, right?
I don't know. That's something to ponder. But let's see here. So, she claimed she'd gone for the hike and gotten lost. Next thing you knew, she was at her mother's doorstep weeping. I pressed her for details and mentioned how the supermoon had come and went in her absence. Belladonna shot me a glance, but said nothing.
Don't you talk about that.
As secretive daughter bit her tongue. Then things got a little heated. I'm glad you're okay, but you're always doing this. You vanish and act like it's no big deal, I told her. She looked at me with a vacant look. I'm sorry, she mumbled. I just want to know you're safe. I mean, we should call the cops or something. No police, Belladonna had boomed. Now, it was Tammy who shot her a look. Look, I'm fine. Stop rocking the boat, she warned. I'm not rocking the boat. I just want to know why my girlfriend is out in the middle of the woods for a week. My business. You don't need to know every little detail, okay? Just drop it, she spat.
Put a ring on it, and then you can know more.
It's strange. It's just like, she just disappears like once a month for like a week. She's always out in the woods.
Maybe she doesn't have tampons and pads. She's just gonna go out to the woods and just.
Oh my God. She ran off at prom. I gotta go. Just sprints across the parking lot. Runs like a 4.2. Just bitch should have ran track. I pressed her further, and it devolved into name-calling and shouting, something I am not very proud of. Belladonna tossed me out the door, and I heard the two of them arguing in Romanian or something like that. He misspelled Romanian. Eventually, we made up. I apologized for acting like an ass, and we moved past it. God, this guy, Magic Club guy, is whipped. In theory,
It's his first taste of poutine.
he outpunted his coverage, and he's like doing anything he can to hold on. In theory, anyway, I just couldn't get it out of my mind. This secret was badly hiding from me. It was like she had flaunted it right in front of my face, just daring me to confront her about it so she could deny it anyway. So last night, I did something I wasn't proud of. Last night was the full moon, and I followed her.
Oh, snap.
We had gone to the movies, some rerun of an 80s cheddar cheese type. As we left the theater smelling like cheap popcorn and fizzy drinks. Who writes this shit?
How do you smell like a fizzy drink? Did he spill it on himself?
I checked my watch. It was almost 9:30. The moon was covered by waning clouds, yet I could feel its lunar gaze on us.
So it didn't hit yet. It's covered.
Tammy fidgeted next to me, and her eyes flashed yellow in the pale dark. That was a fun movie, I said casually. Very gory for a puppet movie, she remarked. Well, if I saw one of that little pinhead thing walking around, I'd just punt kick it, I boasted. You'd try, then slip and fall right into it, she laughed. Her eyes flickered upward and her face grew red. Let me guess.
Is that how it happens? You're like this? She's like...
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if a 75-year-old man wrote this or a 12-year-old. Because it's...
Hopefully a 12-year-old's not on Reddit.
Okay. Let me guess. You have to go real quick. Study for an exam or something, I said. She simply smiled at my faux understanding and gave me a peck on the cheek. You're the best, Jay, she said as she hopped off with a skip. I loitered outside the dingy old theater for a moment. I watched her quickly go down the road out of the corner of my eye, the light from the marquee above quickly fading. I gave it a moment more before I gave silent chase. It was an odd feeling, stalking my own girlfriend. I stayed a few feet back and matched her quickening pace. She didn't seem to suspect I was telling her, and why would she? I was dim, trustworthy Jason. Part of me tried to reason with my determined mind. This is wrong and a bit creepy. It's not too late to turn back. She'll tell you when she's ready. The meek voice in my head pleaded, though it was quickly drowned out by a booming, nasty little selfish thought. You've been dating for years now. She's been playing you like a fool. Probably laughs at you on her midnight walks.
Is that how his voice in his head sounds?
Yeah. You're a stupid idiot. This is definitely written by like
She's
a 12. This is a 12-year-old wrote
She's
this.
playing like a fiddle.
I smell like cheap popcorn and soda pop. That's what got me. I'm like, is this an old guy or a 12-year-old?
Why do you smell like popcorn?
Popcorn's not cheap. It's expensive as fuck.
Yeah. When was the last time
$12.
everybody went to the movies? Like, come on.
Hang on. I lost my spot. All right. The vain voice in my head rambled on. I trudged ahead, Tammy's mane bouncing as she strolled. Eventually, we came to the edge of town, vendors packing up for the night already. There was a little trail that led into the forest. I knew it well. Sometimes Tammy would drag me on her morning runs, a ritual that she had begun recently. She used to hate the wilderness, despising camping. I always thought that ironic because sometimes when I saw her after her nightly strolls, she would have twigs and leaves clinging to her hair because of the meth. Maybe I'm dumb.
Or she's a dog and she does like what Bear does.
Or she's meeting her drug dealer in the woods and getting some brown chicken, brown cow.
Ooh, okay. So you and I have different tastes on this.
I think Tammy's doing some tricks for some to get her fix. That's what I think's going on. She's just like, yeah, man, I gotta go. I'll see you later. And she just sprints across the parking lot. She's on cocaine or something. Like, Tammy? Okay, well, I'll call you tomorrow. And she's like sprinting just full bore into the woods. Like, okay. She took the winding.
Werewolves do that too.
Well, I mean, I would think in a real world scenario, I would think drug addict or whore. But I'm not sure. She took the winding path with a leap, and I almost lost her to the hungry dark. My eyes took a second to adjust, and I followed her into the woods. The trees were mighty and still full of waning green. The moonlit path was clear at first, but soon swallowed up by shadows. Crickets filled the air, an accompanying symphony to my covert walk. I was careful not to step on any sort of sticks or foliage, lest it give away my position. Tammy seemed to have no such qualms. She was trucking through like a woman on a mission. Because the meth, she needs her fix. The air was crisp and cold that night, and the forest smelled like a new car. I blinked and Tammy vanished from the trail. Shit, had she spotted me? Was the first thing that raced through my mind. I panicked and looked around, finally seeing a tall silhouette creeping into the bush. I followed as closely as I could, careful not to cut myself on any thorny bushes. It was a pain for sure, but did she do this all the time? It reminded me of a hunting trip with my dad and grandpa when they would drag me along, and granddad could still legally own a rifle. It was thrilling for them, those early mornings into grueling late evenings. I never much cared for, but I won't fault the appeal. Alright, side note, that's one of those paragraphs has nothing to do with the story, doesn't need to be in there. Like we always talk about. I'm like, why is that in there? We don't care about get to the werewolf stuff. With how dark it was then, I wouldn't mind donning a bright orange vest. Soon enough, I came across a small clearing. It was almost picturesque. Wildflowers bloomed along the ground, a variety of springing colors. Rays of moonlight rained down upon the solid earth, and I saw my girlfriend bathing in them. She was completely nude. This is where Terrence comes out of the woods. Hey, baby girl, you need this? You trying to get that fix? Save for the gold chain she was wearing around her neck. Her clothes were neatly folded in a pile. My heart sunk. The realization of what was happening seemed ludicrous. He knows what's happening. Then she opened her eyes. A solid yellow glow to them. Her body jerked upward, her hands contorting in pain. I could hear the cracks from my hidden brush. They rang out a sickening crunch. Her body continued to contort and warp. Her fingers twisted and grew, the skin clinging to them like a flayed canvas. She opened her mouth and a guttural scream emerged, the cries of a pained woman mixing with the hunger of the beast. That's what they call it, the hunger of the beast. You gotta get that fix. Hunger of the beast. I got that hunger, man. She rolled around on the ground, clawing at her skin like she had a bad rash. She tore at herself, pulling piles of frayed flesh off of her. That's withdrawal. She's going through withdrawal because she hasn't had it. Every wound revealed fresh tissue that pulsated and breathed in the night air. I watched as her legs cracked under themselves, her ankles becoming animalistic. Hair sprouted all over her pink flesh, golden strands with a hint of crimson. Her eyes were gnarled and imposing, nails like a butcher's knives. Her limbs were slender yet powerful. Her chest heaved with each change. She didn't seem in pain despite the horrific metamorphosis that was unfolding. I could see into her eyes. There was nothing in them but the wolf. Her mouth extended and cracked into a snapping snout. I saw two pairs of ravenous fangs slowly descend from her gums, bits of sanguine fluid spurting out. Two pointed ears sprouted from her mane, sporting frilly strands of gold. At what point do you just go, yeah, fuck this bitch, I gotta go, and just run the other way. Like you're just like in the bushes, like, all right, well, like, what is he doing in the bushes? Get the fuck out of there, bro. Like, go. A nub formed at her hindquarters and grew about 2.5 feet. A long tail. It looked like you could club somebody to death with. Finally, she stood on her own hind legs, panting from the thrill of change. She threw her head into the sky and howled. That sound echoing across the oak giants. I stood frozen, taken back by this monstrous form and the love of my life had taken. It was the most horrifying thing I had ever witnessed, yet also the most beautiful. I stepped back in awe of it. Snap! The twig rang off like a dinner bell. Tammy took notice immediately and sniffed in my direction. She stepped forward and her body was encased in shadow. I could only see the glow of her eyes and the pearly glisten of her rows of teeth. I could smell her breath from there, like dried meat that had been left in the sun. I could see bloody drool spool down her quivering lips as they pursed themselves into a snarl. Before I knew it, she pounced at me, and I turned tail and ran. I could hear her laying...
Wait, he has a tail now?
She has a tail.
He said, I turned tail.
Well, I think that's like an expression for like...
I know. I'm being facetious about my...
I got it. I could hear her land with a thud behind me as she swiped at the bushes with deranged fury. I kept running into the inky night, bulldozing my way past any obstacle. I could feel rogue thorns and branches try and cut into my knees as I cursed myself for wearing shorts. Damn it! Why'd you wear shorts? He's just running. This is so good. I'm enjoying it, but I wish it had been bad. The forest had become a twisted labyrinth of wood and shadows in my horrified state. Every branch looked the same, and every creeping rock an angry hindrance. All the while, Tammy was roaring and giving chase. She was keeping a steady distance. She could have easily caught up to me if she wanted. The wolf wanted to hunt, it seemed. Up ahead, I could barely make out the trail, and I bolted towards it. I jumped onto it, the perceived safety of civilization. I landed on both feet, a bit of dirt kicking up. I was met with silence then. Perhaps the beast had given up the chase. It was quiet, save my panicked breaths. That soothing silence did not last long, unfortunately, as though where Tammy popped up like a jack-in-the-box. They call it where Tammy, like a werewolf. It's a where Tammy. Before I could react, she was on me. I could feel her claws digging into my shoulders. A bit of spittle from her hungry jaws fell down on me. I could count every sharp tooth she had, and I was staring down the gullet of the beast. Do you think they're going to get it on? I'm just saying, because like if he's
too little.
You know, he's going to be like, okay, I guess, like, if you want to, Tammy.
Little Magic Boy's down for anything.
He's like, abracadabra, let me show you my wand. I left my cape in the car, but I'll go get it. What does Harry Potter say? Expectum Patronus.
Cape isn't condom? Or?
No, his actual cape is a cape.
Oh.
I picture this guy like McLovin, okay? And the girl is Sydney Sweeney. And he's like, I just can't believe we hit it off. Like, me and the Magic Club and Tammy. Oh, gosh, shucks. I guess I can deal with her ditching me once a week to go hang out with Tyrone in the woods.
2 weeks a month.
2 weeks a month. You have no idea who this girl is, okay? And you've been together with her for years, and he's just like, oh, Tammy, she sure is a handful. Golly jeepers. It's like that, like everyone from that movie Pleasantville. Gosh shucks, that sure is swell. I like how you have a tail now.
I hate that movie.
She's trying to eat you, sir.
I hate that movie.
Pleasantville's hilarious, bro.
I hate it.
My heart was ready to explode out of my chest.
Was it your heart?
And it was all I could do but not to cry out in fear and agony. She let out a thunderous growl as she brought her face down, low, as if studying me. In those cold eyes, I saw a sliver of the woman I loved. Tammy, it's me, I said calmly, trying to reach her. She made a sharp bark. Like she was taken back. Maybe it was like that. Like with the head cocked.
Like a puppy getting smacked.
I watched as Tammy wrestled control back and the beast slowly released me. I scurried to my feet and put my hands out as the wolf stood there with a heavy pant. I swear it was scowling at me. Shouldn't follow. It choked out to my disbelief. Before I could say another word, Tammy turned and leapt back into the bush. I heard her scamper away. And I called out to her only to be met with a mournful howl. This guy's like, all right, well, guess it's home to play Dungeons and Dragons or World of Warcraft.
Work on my pulling a rabbit out of a hat.
Let me go fire up my magic wand and see what I can get into on the World of Warcraft. I limped back to my car, a searing pain in my shoulder. I had never been mauled by a werewolf before, and frankly, I don't recommend it.
Good call.
Thanks, McLovin. Eventually, I made my way back to campus, attended to my wounds, and collapsed onto the bed in my private suite. Those are called dorm rooms. I know that sounds callous, but what could I do? There was no talking to her like that. All I could do was await her return. When morning came, I felt the sun's warm embrace and a soft touch on my face. I opened my eyes to see Tammy sitting on my bedside, leaves still clinging to her hair. I'm so sorry. Did I hurt you? Her face was fixturized on my hastily wrapped shoulder. I sat up, wincing as I did. Just a scratch. She turned away, tears staining her eyes. I'm so sorry for hurting you, for lying all these years. I didn't think you'd understand, she said, sadness weeping in her tone. I have heard of crazier things than your girlfriend howling at the moon, I said as she sniffed. Have you? Have you?
I mean, you've seen me and my girlfriend years. You ever seen me do anything crazier than howling at the moon?
I couldn't see her face well, but from the ways the corner of her cheeks twitched, I could tell she was holding back a grin. I sat up and wrapped a reassuring arm around her. Look, we can get through this. Maybe there's a cure. At that point, she pulled away. There's no cure. This is who I've been my entire life, she said.
Why do you sound like Ron Burgundy?
Because I pictured, they said she had a raspy voice.
Husky
voice is like, I've had this my whole life. She's a big girl. That's what I picture. Listen. She's not Sydney Sweeney. She's, never mind. I was thinking of the girl, Fat Amy.
She does the voices when she talks.
Hey, listen. I'm going through some stuff. All right. It's gotten easier to suppress the change. But when it comes, I'm not myself. Not all the time, anyway.
You know, but when it comes, I'm not myself either.
Okay. I took her hand and tried to calm her. You were in control, though. You didn't hurt me. You haven't hurt anyone, right? I asked. There were others. She looked away, ashamed of my assuming gaze. They weren't so lucky. I mean, they had it coming, but I remember it, the iron in my mouth, their hot flesh, how wonderful it tasted, she spoke.
Holy shit.
I was silent at that. It happened a few weeks ago when I first She trailed off, collecting her thoughts. She explained the whole story to me, how she had been born afflicted, as she called it, how her mother taught her all about the change. She told me of her encounter with the hunters up at the mountains, the pack she connected with. She told me she had ripped through them like butter in her escape, and the retribution she had helped rain down on them. All the while she was toying with the golden cross she had around her neck. I felt sick to my stomach hearing it all, watching her fiddle with the cross. I left the mountains soaked in their blood. I don't know where to go. I just went home. She finished the story, so I sat there in silence. She looked at me with hope in her eyes, for any sign I would understand. She took my hand, and I'm ashamed to admit I flinched at her touch. Then we got it on. No, it doesn't say that. He's like, well, okay, Tammy. Takes his shirt off. My mind kept flashing to the night before.
Why is everything so sexual?
I feel like this is a sexual story. I'm just waiting for him to be like, I lifted her tail.
As we're reading this, I'm almost thinking it was a girl that wrote it.
That's very possible. My mind kept flashing to the night before, the horrid beast I had been warned about my entire life. I didn't want to believe the stories my grandfather had told me, yet the gash in my shoulder reminded me all too well. Finally, I spoke. I just wish you had told me sooner, Tammy. I love you. Nothing will ever change that. I lied. What you did, it wasn't your fault. We can get through this together.
Is that in there?
Yeah. Her face brightened and went in for an embrace and wept on my injured shoulders. We sat there for a while in each other's arm. I tried to grab her titty, no, it doesn't say that. I'm sorry.
Stop! Why are you being so?
I just don't understand, like, why, if you're this stupid, then just go full into the werewolf stuff.
Oh my God.
It wasn't written by a girl because there haven't been any meaningful kisses. All right.
This is true.
It was the last I could do, create one more tender memory for us. Okay, maybe that's not what it means. He's not going to create I create tender memories differently. I'm writing this in my room, my grandfather's case on the desk next to me. I've been staring at its contents for hours now. It's a toolbox, you see, the instruments of my family trade. I never thought I would have a use for them. My family had tried to warn me, but I was too stubborn, blinded by my love to the monster she was. Maybe those people she had slaughtered had it coming. I wasn't one to judge, but I was taught that human life is sacred. No one should spill a man's blood, least of all a beast. I examined the case once more. In its pouches and journals, and a hunting knife with a silver gleam on the handle, an emblem of a wolf being slain by a holy knight, our coat of arms. There's an inscription on it in some dead tongue. Roughly translated, it reads, "Humanity prevails against the scourge." How does he know what it says if it's in a dead tongue? I will do what I must in ridding the world of this blight on humanity, but I struggle to find the resolve, for every time I try, I picture Tammy's warm smile and the joyous sound of her laughter. I will do that, and I must try and make it as painless as possible. I owe the beast that much.
So only a silver bullet can kill a werewolf.
I don't know what to do with this story. It's mildly entertaining, but all of a sudden now he's like a werewolf hunter at the end. Okay. I would like to say this. If we're going full out fantasy, maybe in the beginning you're not in the Magic Club, you're the starting middle linebacker. But let's keep it a little, if we're going to be werewolf hunters, maybe we're not in the Magic Club. Maybe you're 6'3", 250 and you squat 500. Maybe that. Although I was a massive man, the werewolf barely was larger than me. Like you're like the Reacher dude. That's how he should have described himself. Just yoked. Just, hey, listen, me and the werewolf battled. Like I just picture, like I said, like McLovin being like, "Oh, it's fine. It's okay that you're a werewolf.
I'll take any girl I can get."
I've never gotten to kiss anyone, so it's okay that you're a werewolf. At the end, he's a werewolf hunter. Like, okay, McLovin, settle down a little bit. That's why it makes me think it was written by. This is written by a young child.
Chicka yeah.
Oh God. All right. I was reading through the comments on Reddit.
What is
Somebody said maybe you could make an exception just this once. Maybe she would agree to let you restrain her during the full moon so she can't hurt. Oh, I could post on this. Oh, let me open it up. I'm gonna post and be like, did you ever have sex with her while she was a werewolf?
Don't say
Why?
that. You can get in trouble for shit like that.
No, that's part of the game.
The game?
Yeah, you
I
post.
feel like you're falling into a rabbit hole of a game.
There is a cure, but it's 50-50. Of course, becoming a beast forever or human. Sounds risky. Silver knife to the heart has better.
Silver bullet, you dumb fucks.
Yeah, people don't even know the lore. I don't know. It's mildly entertaining. Not super well written.
Has
but
no one watched the movie Silver Bullet? Like, it's a silver bullet that kills them, not a knife.
I don't know. It was fun. Sometimes it's fun to make fun of them, as long as it's got some stuff to joke around about. But you like to find some good ones. I was hoping that one was going to be a little bit more of a. Listen, Tammy, don't you go to sleep during the podcast.
Jamie Lynn,
Brandy Lynn,
Brina Lynn,
Sasha Lynn,
Sarah Lynn,
Tara Lynn.
Sammy Lynn,
All right, let's wrap this puppy up. We will see you guys next week. Again, if you have a story that you want us to read,
I have one.
send it to us. Okay, like comment on YouTube or Spotify. Say, hey, read this one, and I'll go look it up, and we'll read that one. Okay, I look for them every week, so I'm fine with looking one up if it's a good one, or if it's terrible and it's funny, we'll read that too. I don't care.
I got something to tell you that'll make you a story next week.
Okay, cool. We'll look at that. All right, guys, we will see you later. Bye.